Who makes the first move here?
I made the first 16 moves.
Meet Jordan and Jessica Rice.
He's prone to exaggeration. I think that's the big...
Never, ever.
Yeah.
She makes me late to everything.
She makes you late because she can't get ready?
Seems like just any other couple. They live, they laugh, they love. But their story is far from a fairy tale.
I got married in May 2009 to a wonderful man named Jerron. And just a couple months actually after we'd been married, he went out one day with his friends to ride on his motorcycle, and he got in an accident and just had several injuries that were too much. And he died suddenly that evening. You'd think that life is going to be a certain way and that you're in the happiest stage of life, and then all of a sudden tragedy strikes.
A tragedy that didn't just strike once.
I got married in 2009 to Danielle, and about 10 months after we got married, she was just feeling ill, and then she ended up having to be rushed to Columbia for an emergency heart surgery. A couple days later, our cardiologist woke me up and he says, you know, Jordan, I'm gonna go right to the point. It's the worst possible news. She has cancer. So 10 months later, she died, and it was a pretty terrible 10 months.
While that feeling never really goes away, a glimmer of hope came a year and a half later. After mutual friends told Jordan about Jessica, he reached out to her on Facebook.
She was living in DC at the time, so I just made up a reason that I was going to be in DC the next weekend. I said, hey, I'm going to be in DC if you're around. You know,
but you really went down to see her.
Yeah, exactly.
We just kind of talked about general life, but we sat and talked for about 5 hours.
Most guys can't talk for 5 hours
without
blowing it.
Yeah.
I mean, we really do stupid things inside of 5 hours.
Yeah.
But clearly he did something right, because that first date turned into 2 and then into 5. And 10 months later, they exchanged their vows.
We had Danielle and Jerron's family there and included, even in the ceremony, where we basically talked about that we fully believe having had relationships with them helped us be the people that the other fell in love with, you know?
So you guys, just inviting them. I mean, that says so much about you guys.
Now in their 8th month of marriage, Jessica and Jordan are living in Harlem, loving their new life and doing what newlyweds do.
What are you doing Valentine's Day?
We're watching House of Cards season 2 on Netflix. That's if I get the vote.
Don't you feel like spending any money? Man, I like this great romance and you get the freebie here, House of Cards. Come on, man.
Whoa, it gets better.
These are the best raisin rolls in the entire city.
My heart belongs to the raisin roll.
Do you realize your wife wakes up in the morning thinking about raisin rolls and you come in second place? Are you aware of this?
I'm aware of that, and I'm actually not offended if you...
Well, we started out well, everybody. We're getting down to the truth into this great Valentine's story.
And the truth is, this incredible couple sends an extraordinary message.
Oftentimes the story just isn't over. It feels that way, but it isn't. And it takes patience, it takes perseverance, but oftentimes the story just is not over.